Hey, what's up everybody? Fromark here with part 2 of the Sonic the Hedgehog Let's Play, or commentary, or whatever you want to call this. But anyways folks, we're in the third zone of the game, Spring Yard Zone. And folks, I would probably say this is my favorite zone in Sonic 1, as the music's pretty good, but the music in Sonic 1 all throughout's solid. But like the rest of Sonic 2, I gotta say the soundtrack's better in Sonic 2 as well. And the Sonic 2 is an overall better game. And I'm totally looking forward to getting to that one, but we got a Sonic 1 Let's Play to get through first. But yeah, those are the only things I don't like about Spring Yard Zone. Those little blue ball looking bastards that kind of look like Sonic. They sneak up on you when you least expect it. I can't remember what the names of those robots are, but somebody out there knows. I guess if I really wanted to, I could just look on my phone at Wikipedia. But yeah, so it's been a pretty eventful week as of recording this episode. I'm getting new glasses, and I'm really excited about that because these glasses that I have now, I've had since like 2018, and they are scratched all to hell, and when my ex punched me in the face, she bent the fuck out of them, and it'll just be great to have a new pair of glasses. But yeah, this overall Sonic 1, I don't hate it, but I also don't put it in my top 10 favorite Sonic games list. But, you know, I do enjoy it. It is a classic. And we are at the end of Act 1 now, folks. But yeah, so the week just gets even better from there, I guess. I was able to get almost everything but the vocals recorded for the EP, and you'll be getting some of that here soon, folks. I'm really looking forward to having some fresh music out. But yeah, so episode 1 of this commentary seemed like it got some pretty positive reception, so I'm just gonna keep at it, and I've probably re-recorded and did like 100 fucking takes just to get the best part 2 commentary that I could give you folks. So it doesn't really get any better than this. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. Oh yeah, so this is one of the few Chaos Emeralds I actually managed to get in this game. Unfortunately, I don't get them all. I think I pointed that out in part 1, but yeah, I don't manage to get all the emeralds. I think I get 4 out of 6, and the ones I got were what I left in the playthrough you're seeing now. Oh yeah, I guess I never mentioned those continue icons. Sometimes if you get 50 rings in the special stage, you get those, and when you get a game over, it's basically like a wanna try again kind of thing. But yeah, so I also went ahead and stuck it to the man last week. Let me fucking tell you folks, I am fucking fuming with how much bullshit it's been the last couple of weeks, because I mean, it's not really that big of a deal, but looking back on it, I've been kind of pissed off over it. The last 3 weeks, my coworker, who usually takes over for me when my shift's over, he hasn't been showing up, and it's starting to get really old, and it's been 3 weeks, and I'm just thinking to myself, you know what, at this point, just permanently schedule me for these fucking hours, so I don't even have to deal with this guy. This guy hasn't been showing up, and they've been trying to stick me with his hours and his shift to cover, and I just said fuck it and called off. Being that I haven't been that pissed off since I worked at the factory. Man, let me tell you about the factory, it was something else. I met a lot of really cool people when I worked there, and some of them I'm still friends with to this day. Some of them I'd like to be able to reach out to again at some point. But yeah, I met some pretty cool people, but I also met a lot of people that pissed me off and made my job a lot more difficult than it needed to be. and I can recall plenty of times where I had meltdowns and did a lot of shit that probably should have got me fired a lot sooner. I actually, amazingly enough though, I didn't get fired, like a lot of people. I was smart enough to stick it out for 4 years. Well, you could say smart enough, but then you look at some of the people who work there and... But yeah, here's another special stage, and that was Act 2, by the way. And this commentary is already a chaotic mess, isn't it, folks? I'm just basically rambling on a hot mic right now about whatever comes to my mind, and that's kind of the whole point of this thing. I mean, of course I'm going to talk about the games, but I'm also here to just shoot the shit and take a different approach to Let's Plays, and just I want to be more like one of those laid-back, kind of chill, like, this is a chill place, folks, and this is where all the chill stuff happens. It's very chill. Oh hey, there's another continue. Oh, I imagine this commentary is gonna turn out to be hot shit, folks. Like, I mean a flaming pile of shit. But yeah, so this is Act 3 of Springyard Zone, which, oh no, that just, I almost forgot. Because I recorded the playthrough a couple of weeks back, and I already forgot all this stuff. To the point that I almost completely forgot that Labyrinth Zone is the next zone in the game. But yeah, like I said, there were a lot of good times there. I had a lot of good times and made a lot of pretty cool friends at that factory. It may not have been the best job in the world, but I sure as hell wouldn't do it again. I feel like somebody told me once, it was like, this place is a first chance, a second chance, and a last chance, basically. It's where people like me, what I did, I started out there, and I worked there for a couple of years, and then some people, it's like their second chance in life, because this place will fucking hire anybody off the streets. So anybody could come in and get a job there. And unfortunately, that means there are a lot of stupid shits who come along and work there for a couple of weeks, or just manage to be some of the worst fucking people you'll ever work with in your entire life. And even one of the people I worked for was a complete and total asshole for the most part. All he would do is scream at his employees all fucking day. He would scream at us all fucking day long. Well, what I did was I was like an equipment operator, like a machinery operator. And anytime something would happen, he would come over and start screaming at me or screaming at one of the other operators. He'd be like, "Come on, let's go! What are you doing? You're killing me, I'm dying! Come on!" There were so many days I wanted to punch that fat bastard in the face, but I didn't, and I worked under his supervision for like a year and a half out of the 4 years I worked there, and he was a huge part of why I quit working there and how I eventually ended up at the job I'm at now, which honestly is some pretty easy work, and I have more spare time on my hands than I've ever had in my entire life. And it gives me the opportunity to be able to do these Let's Plays and to put more work into the channel. Oh yeah, and I just jumped on a capsule there to free the animal buddies, and we have completed Springyard Zone, and I haven't even been talking about the damn game half of this commentary. But yeah, I did also there at the factory, I worked for the best and worst supervisors that I've ever had. The best one was my first supervisor. He was one of the coolest, badass motherfuckers to ever work in that factory. And he was just cool with whatever you did as long as you did your job, and he was always cool to joke with, and he could always make you crack a smile. And he was pretty cool. And the guy who took over for him was pretty cool too. He was really easy to trick, and he was pretty naive, but we got away with a lot of shit under his supervision. But yeah, you couldn't pay me enough to go back there. I mean, yeah, there's people there that I miss, and it's a different chapter in my life now, you know? I'm trying not to look back. I've already had to backtrack a little bit this year and the tail end of last year, because after my ex kicked me out, I had to move back in with my parents, and it was the first time I had lived with my parents in 4 years. It felt like all this progress I had made up to this point had been for nothing. So I am kind of rebuilding. I'm still in the process of rebuilding myself, and I feel pretty good about being able to move forward. I've been doing pretty good this far. I will admit, I feel like I would be a lot better if I was properly medicated. But at the same time, I feel like I'm managing fairly well. Like I said, I have a lot more free time on my hands now, and it's just a matter of utilizing it and putting more effort into this channel and getting my music finished and just providing quality content for all of you folks to watch here. And also, yes, I am very well aware I haven't even pointed out once that we are now in the Labyrinth Zone. And that's because I don't really give a shit about Labyrinth Zone, folks. Labyrinth Zone is it's the slowest zone in the game. It takes the longest to get through. And it's the first Sonic Zone to include underwater sections. And be that as it may, I'm not really that impressed. There were parts of Labyrinth Zone that I used to get stuck on for years, and I still have trouble with. Amazingly enough, the commentary went pretty smoothly. Or no, not the commentary. I'm sorry, folks. I'm stumbling all over my words tonight. But yeah, so the playthrough for this actually went pretty smooth. I might have mentioned earlier, I didn't start sucking until about Scrap Brain Zone Act 1. And then it was a real struggle getting through that last zone, and it was a lot of editing and a lot of trying and replaying the same act over and over and over. It was hell. You get the idea. But anyways, folks, that's the end of Act 1, and this is, yeah, because I didn't get 50 rings in this particular act, or the one after it, I run out of chances to get all the Chaos Emeralds. But yes, this is Labyrinth Zone Act 2, and I will admit, honestly,
Bonk.
Oh, I didn't know if I completely, I didn't know if I completely cut that out or not. But yeah, Labyrinth Zone isn't as big of a struggle as it used to be, I guess. Believe it or not, there are still Sonic games that I haven't played yet. Like, I just recently acquired a copy of Sonic Riders for the GameCube, and I gotta say, it's a pretty cool game. It's pretty fun. It's a nice little racing game. But I will never touch the sequel again for as long as I live, because it is one of the worst games I have ever played in my entire life. Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. the Wii version. One of my friends let me borrow that for a summer once, and if memory serves me right, that's how I ended up with it, or I traded them something for it. I can't really remember. But anyway, I ended up with a copy of that game, and it was shit. It was absolute shit. But I will admit, folks, there are a few games in the Sonic franchise that are absolute shit. Sonic 06, Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis, which, if we were playing through Labyrinth Zone and Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis on the Game Boy Advance, this part would probably be twice as long, honestly. Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis came out on the 15th anniversary of Sonic, and it was a port of this. It was a Game Boy Advance port, or re-release of this, and they completely fucked it up. Whatever they did to it, they completely fucked up Sonic 1. I don't know how you managed to do that, but they did it on the anniversary. And the anniversary was also when we got Sonic 06. But Sonic Riders also came out that day, and I would say that's the bright spot in the 15th anniversary. A racing game. But I sure do love racing games, folks, and I've probably got every single NASCAR game up from 90, well, racing, or as I like to call it, 96, because it's based off the 96 year. I've got that all the way up to 2004. Or no, 2005. 2004 is the one I don't have. But I got from 96 every year in between. Anyways, folks, that's the end of Act 2 in Labyrinth Zone. And really, I'm glad I decided to re-record this part, because I'm in a much better mood and overall feeling today than I have been lately, so I felt like it was a good opportunity to sit down and re-record this part. Oh yeah, this was a part that when I was a kid I used to get stuck on, and I would actually run out of time, because there's a 10-minute time limit in each act. But yeah, there were plenty of times where I didn't hit that switch that you gotta jump off a waterfall to hit, and I would just be sliding down for endless loop. There was also another part in Act 3 of Labyrinth Zone that I used to get stuck on, but we'll get there. But yeah, so I mean, I've already kind of laid out some of my baggage on air. Like I said, I feel like I've just been kind of rebuilding my life here lately, and I think I'm doing much better mentally. Maybe not physically, because I put on a few pounds, but I feel like mentally I'm overall better than I've been in at least a good year and a half. Oh man. I don't want to get too into my personal stuff, but yeah, let's just say that 2020 was a pretty rough year, but really 2020 was a rough year for everybody. And I feel like COVID has changed everybody's lives in one way or another, whether for the better or for the worst, because it's another one of those things that's turned into a hot button political issue, and to me everything's just politics, and politics are a fucking joke, and I just tune out to all that stuff. I feel like it's a lot better to just tune out. I haven't really watched TV consistently. I haven't watched like regular cable television on a consistent basis on my own will in probably 4 or 5 years. I mean, there's really no point. Cable's kind of a waste of money if you ask me, and you can just get anything, you can just watch anything on the internet. I mean, that's what it's for. But anyways, we're chugging along through Act 3 of Labyrinth Zone pretty well here, and I think we're actually, yeah, we're getting ready to approach the boss battle, which the boss fight with Eggman isn't really anything special in this game. You just kind of chase him, up these platforms, and you gotta dodge all the arrows, and actually, yeah, we're right up on that. You get that checkpoint there. But yeah, this part, I used to get stuck on this for... I'd probably gotten stuck on this a lot as a kid, and when I finally made it to Starlight Zone, I was like, holy sh**, I did it! But yeah, so... there he is. But yeah, you don't really gotta hit him 8 times in this one. I mean, I don't think it's really even possible, is it? I don't know if anybody out there's tried or not. I feel like I've put in my best effort and you can't really do it, but you just gotta chase him up to the top of this area here. But yeah, I feel like I kind of went through that like a pro that time. Not bragging on myself. Hit that capsule and get the animal buddies free. And folks, that is the end of part 2 of the Sonic the Hedgehog commentary. And I will see you all for part 3.